y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful day. I am so blessed. I am having a blessed day. Blessed and highly favored. And my stocks are blessed and highly flavored. I have to tell y'all, that video on just canning lamb stock, I never thought I'd get so many questions. Y'all have been emailing me about this stock. And I've seen comments too. But y'all have been emailing me about this stock. And I'm like, stock? All of this over stock? But stock is very important. Somebody did ask, what do you do with stock? What could I use stock for, right? Whatever you want to use it for, okay? You can use it, look, I did some chicken stock. Today is the 15th. I did this yesterday, okay? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I did it yesterday. Oh. I did this yesterday, okay? Now, the lamb stock I did the other day, that I shared with you all in a video, I think I might have on the same shirt. Is it the same color as that? I might have on the same color too. But anyway, this was a jar that did not seal. And I'm going to talk to y'all about this. Let me sit it right here. But I did some chicken stock yesterday. And as I was going through my freezer here, in my refrigerator freezer, I was getting ready to take out what I thought was that fish. I had some black bass that my daughter brought to me, and I thought she put it in this freezer because it was in a bag, and you know, it was in like bags tied up and put in the freezer, so I thought it was the fish. And when I took the bags out of the freezer and opened it, it was more lamb bones. I'm like, what did I put that up there? But anyway, the fish was in there too, but they were just like in the same color bag, so I just thought it was all fish, right? But in any case, you all, I made some more lamb stock. That's what I got in my canner right here. Oh, I got to answer some questions about Big Bertha. Big Bertha. Okay, you got to say it a certain way. Big Bertha. So, and don't worry about the peach tree, Big Bertha. We got to talk about her later on. But anyway, you all, I got Big Bertha out on the stove. Somebody asked me a question about why don't you see me using her more often. I use her all the time, okay? However, if I'm canning a small batch of something, if it's only going to be 5 quarts of this or 7 quarts of that, you know, I don't pull her out. She's heavy. And it takes time for her to come up to pressure and down from pressure because she is such a heavy and big girl, okay? I don't know why this camera be shutting off like that, but it do. It just do. It just on and then it's off. And if you're not looking at it, you don't even know it's off. I don't know how long I've been talking. And this thing wasn't even recording. Anywho, what was I saying? Bertha. I love Bertha, okay? But I don't think that's what I was saying, but I do love Bertha. So I pull her out when I'm doing large batches where I have to double stack my quarts because she can handle it, right? I mean, girl is like, she all that. But the Presto, I'll pull it out when I'm doing smaller batches, okay? So when I thought I only had 7 quarts of stock the other day, I already had the Presto out. She was already getting loaded. I'm like, I'm not going to pull out Bertha, okay? Because I do have Bertha like put up. Yes, I do. I clean her up and I put her up. Yeah, I got to take care of her. You take care of your canners, y'all, they'll last a long time. And so, I mean, I have her in a particular place. I don't even want no fingerprints on her. I don't want nobody touching Bertha. Don't touch Bertha, okay? Don't touch Bertha. Now, you all, to get back to, so I do use her all the time to answer that question or questions I think I received about my All-American Bertha is all that, you all. So now I'm doing another batch of lamb stock. And because of the amount of bones I had, I knew that I was going to get more than 7 quarts. So I actually got 10 in the can. So that's really, really good. Now, one of the questions I got, how do you know how much water to put in there? There is a recipe in the Ball Guide to Canning for your stocks. All right. So if you want, let me show you. I got 2 books right here, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all about this book in a minute. But in this book right here, there is a recipe for stock in here, okay? And so if you're new to canning, feel free to just follow this recipe, all right? Now, I've been canning stock a long time, so I don't even worry about that recipe. I know what to do, and it's hard to explain, but I just know how much, depending on how many bones I have, I know exactly how much water I need to add, if I need to pull out my roaster or a pot. But in this case, because now I got those 2 beautiful crock pots, I can use my crock pots when I'm doing smaller batches. I don't have to use a pot or that big roaster that my mama gave me, right? So I just kind of know how much water to add, what vegetables I want to add. I don't follow a recipe, you all. I just do it. I've been doing it a minute, so I just do it, okay? And it always turns out great. It might not always look the same, because sometimes I want to add more of a particular flavor than others. So if it don't look the same, that's okay. It's still going to taste really good, I guarantee. All right? Now, before I go any further, y'all, this gift was sent to me by one of our subscribers, and I got to tell y'all, it has never failed. I love this book. The one I had, I gave it away to somebody, and I never got another one. I gave it away to somebody who was learning to can, and I never got another one, right? But somebody sent me another one. Y'all, I love this book. This is one of my absolute favorite canning books. I promise, I love this book. And I want to say thank you to Miss Anonymous who sent this to me. I know your name, but I got it. You don't want none of that airtime stuff. I get it. I know. I get a lot of that from so many of you all. When y'all send us stuff, you be like, you ain't got to be telling everybody what we did, right? I get it. A lot of y'all don't do that for any kind of accolades. You just do it to be kind. I understand. I'm not going to say your name, but thank you so much. I love this book. It was one of my favorites, and I gave it away. And my heart was like, okay, you need it more than me, but okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really do. I've been just going through the book like I ain't never seen it before. Just going through the book. Ooh, oh yeah, I remember. Ooh, I can't wait to do that. Isn't that something? When you up at 11 o'clock at night reading a canning book? I know. It's the little things, y'all. It's the little things that make me happy. It's the little things. But anyway, y'all, let me get right to your questions, okay? And I got a few of them. Some of them, I'm just going to do a few, because a lot of them were the same question. Bud, what's wrong with you? Okay, first of all, in the previous video where I was doing my lamb stock, I misquoted the processing time. And I think I put that note in the comment section, that correction, but I misquoted the processing time. It's not 90 minutes on this, even though I did process it for 90 minutes. I really did, because I wasn't thinking, right? I wasn't thinking at all. It's not 90 minutes, y'all, on the quarts. It's 25. Yes, they were over processed. Yes, I opened up a jar and tasted it, and it was like boom good, right? It wasn't bad. It was good. I used it I used it to season some rice, right? Instead of boiling rice in water, you can boil rice, or you can bake rice in the oven. And I'll show y'all how I do that, like how you brown the rice, and I add vegetables to it and all of that. And instead of adding water, I add stock to it, and it just really, the flavor profile of that rice coming out of the oven, not to mention the way it smells, is like spot on, y'all. It is spot on. So I did go back and I made that correction in the comments or the show note. All right, you all. So in any case, the correction was made. And thank you to everyone who posted it in the comments, letting me know that I misspoke. So no, it was not 90 minutes. It was only supposed to be 25 minutes on your quarts and only 20 minutes on your pints. So thank you to everybody who gave me that heads up, letting me know, Miss H, that's not correct. I do appreciate that so much. Okay. All right, y'all. So now about my jar of lamb stock. Okay. Now all of my jars sealed except for one. Okay. Yeah. Now I thought they all had sealed, but this one, it had a false seal. Yes, it did. Because when I took it out of the canner, all of them sealed, right? The next day, I come back and I'm checking it again. I'm going to check them again. And then I wipe them all down and put them away, right? But I noticed this one was popped up. And so, hence the reason why I had to go back and reprocess it with another batch of lamb stock. Okay? Because with that batch of lamb stock that you just saw me do, because you all, I don't think y'all saw me do that one. I don't think y'all saw me do that batch. But in any case, no, you didn't see me do it. You didn't. Because I used Bertha for that batch. Yes, I did. For this particular batch right here yesterday, you wasn't with me for that. I used Bertha for this because I had 10 quarts in the canner. Alright? I got 10 quarts in here right now. But I had to add this lamb stock to it. Reason being, I always say, inspect your jars and lids, right? And sometimes we teach what we need to learn, or we need to teach what we need to constantly remind ourselves of, right? So, note to self, always check these lids. I had a lid, you all, it was brand new, hadn't been used, a lid, you all, where the entire piece right here in the middle, like right there, you had all of this, here. This little rubber gasket right here, all the way around, right? Not a gasket, whatever you call it. All the way around, except for when it got to right here, there was nothing there. Nothing. I'm like, do these people know how hard it is to get these things, and then they got the nerve to send one out that ain't right? Anywho, so I had to go back and reprocess that jar. So in any case, y'all, always check your lids before you, pop them on your jars. And always check the rims of your jars to make sure they don't have any cracks in it. Because if it has a nick, a crack, or anything in the top of these rims, these jars will not seal. Okay? So always double check your jars. Your jars, your lids, check them. Check them. Okay? She ain't ready yet. See? Girl's still coming up. She ain't ready yet. But all right. You all. Okay, question. Okay. How does your stock get that color, Miss H? Y'all, I'm going to tell you something. Stock will take on the color of whatever you put in it. Okay? If you did an onion stock, and I think I am going to do that because a lot of you have asked, can I do it? Will I be willing to do it? Yes, I will do that. Okay? Because if you put nothing in it but just onion broth or stock will come out looking like this. Okay? It might be just a shade or so lighter, but it will come out dark, just like this, okay? It's going to take on the color, it's going to extract all of that goodness from that onion, and it's going to take on that color. If you add herbs and spices, like for example, I added the bouquet of rosemary and rosemary and oregano from our garden. I added some fresh to this. Y'all, look at how dark that is. Look at that. See? It's going to take on that color. But even if you just did vegetables and the meat alone, or the bone alone, it's still going to take on a nice rich color if you allow it to cook slowly for an extended period of time, okay? Now I know some people let theirs cook for 5 hours, 8 hours, you know, but I prefer a full 24 hours on my stock, you all. And that brings me to my next question. Why don't you roast your bones first to extract the marrow? Well, before I get to that question, somebody said, can you use celery seed if you don't have fresh celery? Yes, if you want to. You can. You're going to strain it anyway. All right? You're going to strain it anyway. So all of that is not going to be in there. Like when I put, whether I put fresh rosemary in, or like the whole stem in, or if I use the dried rosemary that I have in my cabinet, if I put that in there, all of that's not going to be in my stock. I'm going to strain it through a sieve. See, I got this here inside of the pot, and then I have a sieve right here. And the sieve is good because it's very fine mesh. It's going to catch all of that, okay? So if you want to use celery seed in the place of celery, absolutely. You can make it your own, okay? Can you use sage? Now, I know, the word on the street, word on the street, if you put sage in your food when you're pressure canning it, it's going to make it bitter. Do I know that firsthand? No. No, I've never wanted to put sage in anything I was canning. So I've never tried that to even know if that's true or not. Some people say it is. Some people say that's not their experience. So I don't really know. You know, if you want to be brave and try it, by all means. But I don't put sage in anything that I'm canning. She ain't quite venting yet, not properly. Got to give her some time. But in any case, you all, I hope that answers your question. All right, now back to this question. Why don't you roast your bones first to extract the marrow? And I really thought that was a great question because I know several people will put their lamb bones or beef bones, and they'll put them in the oven first before they put them in their stock, okay? I never have done that. I don't do that, and I probably never will do that, okay? I'm going to show y'all something. I use my roaster, and I fill it with water. I set the temperature on my roaster to 450 degrees, all right? And that brings that water to like a rapid, almost a rolling boil like, right? And once it gets to that boil, then I turn it down to 250. It don't take it long, about an hour. And then I turn it down to 250, and it cooks low and slow like that in that roaster for 24 hours. Yes, it does. After cooking for a full 24 hours, you all, look at my bones. Look at that. And this is what I got in the pot right now, right? That's what I got in the pot right now is this lamb bone here. Look at that. See, that's a lamb bone right there. Okay, look at that. Look at this. I got lots of them like this. You see that? Nothing. It cooks like that, low and slow. The marrow cooks right on out of it. It cooks right on out of it. It really does, because it's cooking so long at such a slow temperature the marrow comes right out. I don't need to soak it. I don't need to put it in the oven. The chicken bones, they literally like fall apart. They do. We can't even eat it because it has so many little bones in it, you know, and the bones literally, you can just mash it up. They just disintegrate right in your hands, right? Because they're that soft. Anything in those bones, be it marrow, flavor, all of that, is coming right on out in that pot. Yes, it is, y'all. Okay? So, that's why I do not put mine in the oven. Okay? All right. Now, do I soak my lids in vinegar? Oh, no. Oh, no. No. No, I don't soak my lids in vinegar. I put them just in warm water. I wash them with warm soapy water, rinse them well, and just put them in a pot of warm water. And that's what I do with them. Nothing spectacular about the lids. Okay? My jars. Do I sterilize them before I put them in the canner? I do. I do. I know you don't have to. But I still like to sterilize my jars before they go in the can. I sterilize them before I put the food in. I know whatever is in the food, when you put it in a jar and it goes in the pressure canner, because of the temperatures in that pressure canner, I know it's going to kill whatever, right? But for me, I'm just more comfortable doing it that way. Sterilizing my jars and then put them in the canner. That's what I do, okay? That's the way I do it. You don't have to do it that way. Remember, you all, remember, it's your kitchen. Do what you want to do, okay? I can't tell you. But anyway, y'all, that's how I do it. All right? In the videos that I share with you, I simply bring you into my kitchen and I share with you how Mrs. H do things. I'm in no way telling you this is what you should do, okay? All right? In fact, I'm going to tell you, get yourself a canning guide. Whether it's this one, I have one called Putting Food By. I have the big ball book for canning. Whichever one you want to get, I'm going to recommend that you get one. You need it. You see, I got them. I love them. I love them. Okay? But y'all, there's just some things that I've been canning for such a long time, I don't need them books, right? So, if you decide to do whatever, y'all, it is pouring outside. It is pouring outside, y'all. So, perfect time to be canning. Oh. Y'all see my can of venting in the background? Y'all won't even say nothing. Y'all won't even say nothing. Ain't nobody saying, Mrs. H, your can in the background, you need to turn, it's venting. You need to turn that timer for 10 minutes while you talking. Ain't nobody say a word. But anyway, y'all, I think that is all the questions. Man, I got to do a separate video. Yeah, because I have my big jars right here. I'm going to try to do it right now. But we got to talk about buying in bulk. Yes, we do. And the benefits of it. Okie doke. All right, y'all. But these jars right here, and, well, I'm probably going to do 2 different segments on that, because these are going to be for mainly my spices, and I'm going to talk about that here in another video. Okay? All right, y'all. I hope I've answered all of your questions. Gosh. Oh. Somebody asked me about lids. Which ones do I recommend? I've already done a video on that. I just haven't edited that video yet. I think I'm going to edit that video and share it with you because it's very important. So, stay tuned for that video. What kind of jars do I recommend? Y'all, if you can get your hands on some ball jars, some cur jars, some Golden Harvest, all of them are made by the same company. That's all one company, different name, different packaging, but it's one company, really. Yeah, yeah. I know back, I think when these companies first came out, like in the early 1800s, they were separate. Ball and Kerr were completely separate from one another, right? But now they're not. They're all one company. And somebody did ask, what do people do before canning? Canning has been around for a long time, y'all. A very long time, right? Canning is not new. The methods have greatly improved. Equipment has improved. This company been around for a long time. Okay? A long time, right? So methods have improved, canners have improved over time, but canning is not that new, y'all. We're talking about old. I think early 1800s, or I want to say early 1800s. I want to say, don't quote me on that. You can do your own research and find out. But 1800s, like 1803 or something. Okay? So you can research it for yourself. It's been around for a minute. All right? So you all, in what they did before the 1800s, I don't know. I'm not that old. All right, y'all. That's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to talk to y'all real quick about how and why my process for the broth is what it is. And you all, just to kind of answer a few of your questions, because I received quite a few emails, and I did answer as many of the questions as I could. Okay? Now, the questions like, how much water do I put in my canner? Y'all, please read your instruction manual for that, okay? Because all canners are not the same. I can't tell you what to put in your canner. I don't even know what kind of canner you have, all right? So just read your instruction manual. For my canner, for my Presto, and for my All-American, I have to put in 3 inches of water, which for me is 3 quarts of water, okay? And that's only for the pressure canner, all right? So now, in your canner, I don't know what size canner you have, what brand canner you have. Y'all read your instructions, okay? What is my altitude? I get that one all the time. Mrs. H, can you tell me what my altitude is? I can tell you this. You can go to whatsmyaltitude.com. Yeah, whatsmyaltitude.com is going to ask you for your zip code, I believe. And once you put in your zip code, it's going to tell you exactly what your elevation. No, whatsmyelevation.com. I think it's whatsmyelevation.com, okay? Not what's my altitude. Whatsmyelevation.com, okay? One of the two. But it'll tell you what your elevation is when you put your zip code in, all right? So I hope that answers that question or those questions for as many of you as I could, you all. And if you found the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for your kindness and for all of your wonderful comments. We certainly appreciate all of them, all of your support. Thank y'all so very much. And to those of you who watch the short on Monday, the Monday short, with the king snake in my compost pile, y'all. No, he was not harmed. I just watched him. Once he realized that his home had been invaded, he left. And he just kind of slithered on off, you know, and went close to the entrance, you know, went around to the entrance like of my greenhouse. I was like, no, you ain't going there. But then he just kind of went on off into the brush, okay? So, no, we didn't harm him. I knew what kind of snake it was when I saw him, but I didn't harm him, y'all. But I don't care what kind of snake it is. You don't want to be like doing something and then all of a sudden you see something go. You don't want that. Thank goodness my grandbabies wasn't out there, right? Because they would have just, especially my granddaughter. She just, boy, she like a grandma. All right, y'all, that's going to do it. I got to get my weight on. If you haven't done so already, give our video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video that we upload to our channel. Thank you again for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Gotta go.